You gave my life to me, set me free, set me free. The finest years I ever knew.
There's 7 times that Pilate brings the idea of him being a king up. Seven separate times that Pilate is sort of professing. This time it's the question, but every other time he is acknowledging or agreeing or promoting the idea that he is the king of the Jews, and and Jesus seems to be asking him, is this, where are you with this? Never mind what's been told you.
Jesus said, "My kingdom is not of this world. If it were, my servants would fight to prevent my arrest by the Jewish leaders. But now my kingdom is from another place."
Can we
"You
talk about?
are a king then," said Pilate.
He's saying that an emphatic aspect of the kingdom is that it does not involve fighting. And is that how the kingdom has always been played out, by the Jews or by the Christians?
No, I think obviously this is something that the Church of Jesus has really struggled to adopt. Prior to Constantine, as you well know, Christianity exists as a marginalized, to put it, that's probably being too kind to it, right? As a marginalized movement that has absolutely no political power, has no ability to wage war, has no ability to sanctify waging war in the name of, right? And then with Constantine, everything changes, because all of a sudden the empire becomes Christian. And so that brings up the question, and we don't need to try to answer it today, but can you baptize an empire?
Certainly the church seemed to go sour when it had power on its side. And
Yeah.
nothing smells as bad as religious power, which seemed to be what Jesus was attacking when he was on the earth. It took 3 centuries, but the church has had a lot of religious power, and then we lament that our religious power was taken away when the our governmental system stopped colluding with the church, stopped colluding with the Bible as the great loss. We've lost our power, and we need to get it back. We need to change the laws and get it back. And are we fighting for the kingdom, or are we fighting for the wrong kingdom once again?
These sorts of questions are probably some of the most important questions that followers of Jesus can wrestle with right now, because of where we are in our historical arc as a country, as Christians, the rise of Christian nationalism, and I think it's huge. I think it's a huge topic. I think it's a huge topic.
The loser god can't win the battle, so that's not going to win it. So we need to win it ourselves. And the idea of embracing violence or own strength seems to be saying God actually can't handle this. It's like a form of atheism. We have to do this because God can't do it.
I think that's brilliant. It's functional atheism wrapped in a cloak of Christianity. "My kingdom is from another place." "You are a king then," said Pilate. Jesus answered, "You say that I am a king. In fact, the reason I was born and came into the world is to testify to the truth. Everyone on the side of truth listens to me." "What is truth?" retorted Pilate. With this, he went out again to the Jews gathered there and said, "I find no basis for a charge against him. But it is your custom for me to release to you one prisoner at the time of the Passover. Do you want me to release the king of the Jews?" They shouted back, "No, not him. Give us Barabbas." Now Barabbas had taken part in an uprising. I don't know how interested in truth power is. So it's not like he's got unchecked power, but he's got a whole lot of power.
It makes me think of Nietzsche. There's no such thing as objective reality or truth. All there is a enforcing of our wills and dominating each other, and that's the Roman way. Like truth is not even on the table. What's on the table is how do we win this situation?
Yeah, exactly. Like, why do I need truth? I got the empire behind me.
To me, it's beautiful. And close with this is the power of words in profession and testimony throughout. John gives us 7 signs or miracles as a testimony, the works that testify to themselves. He has 7 I ams connected to specific metaphors. I'm the bread of life. I'm the living water that testify to who Jesus is. We have Peter, when he loses hope, giving an anti-testimony. Aren't you his disciple? I am not. The Jews are complaining that Jesus is self-testifying. What you're saying doesn't count because you're testifying for yourself, and you have to have a second party to testify for you. And Jesus is like, I do. I have the Father. Like, well, where's he? And there you are again, testifying to yourself. There's no meaning to that. And how ironic that toward the end of the section we just read, we do have a second party testifying on behalf of Jesus. Like I mentioned 7 times, Pilate uses the words, here's your king. Will you crucify your king? Are you a king? And so we have another party, the actual enemy testifying. We don't know how. It seems to be testifying in mockery. John is just so interesting how he uses words, testimonies and anti-testimonies. What really hit me is that when Jesus talks about the Spirit coming, the advocate in the 15th chapter, because he says, my Father testifies for me. And then at this point, he says, the advocate testifies for me. And you must testify too. And so this whole thing of using our words to endorse Jesus, God the Father does it, God the Spirit does it. And in connection with that, he says, and you guys are also going to do it. And it may not go well when we do it.
Yeah.
We want it to go well. We want it to always go well and always to succeed. But the loser king apparently entrusts us to carry the cross and become the loser followers because that testimony wins in the end.
Beautiful.
I would be there today right along, just to have you back again, just to touch you once again.